That might be
Some
It's a
great,
sandbox.
wide
It's a
shots
soapbox.
in
It's Bandbox.
Welcome to the Real Study with your hosts, Mr. Snitbits,
Because I do think the movie is good. I think the lighting is struggle. I think the cinematography is okay.
Black Girl Marvel,
Follow us on everything because we will find you.
all the movie things.
So many young filmmakers and indie filmmakers took it and just went with it, and it became this thing.
Janine DeBean.
So that's what the story is, and then the film goes about answering that question for you.
And me, the Real Study movie voice guy.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try it.
Produced by Hyena. Let's go to the poster wall.
Hello and welcome to the Real Study. I am Mr. Snitbits, and with me tonight we've got Black Girl Marvel, Janine DeBean, all the movie things, and that Will Wilkins. So we got a full house this evening, and we are going into the realm of flying aliens coming to Earth and doing good and bad. So we will be covering Brightburn, James Gunn produced film, actually written, it looks like, by some of the Gunn family. And then we've got Superman, of course, written and directed by James Gunn. And then we will be covering The Exorcist along with a ton of other horror films over the month of October. So look out for that. Before we get into either of these films, we're going to move over to the main wall and we're going to say hello to everyone. How is everyone doing this evening? Are you guys having a good night? Maybe?
Living the dream.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. All right, we got two Supermen on the panel. Love it. And of course, that covers what we're going to be discussing tonight.
Or
Before we
have
get into any of that,
a Lex in disguise as a Superman.
that's a good point. we might. But Lava, tell us about social media and where people can find us.
Well, you guys, you know the drill. You can find us on all social media. We are on the Instagrams and the TikToks and the YouTubes and the Twitches. And, we're on Letterboxd if you want to see our ratings for past movies that we've done to get you an idea of movies that we have seen. We also are on all podcast platforms. So your Spotify's, your Google's, your Podcast Republics, your Anchors, all those jazzes, we are playing the music on those, okay, in the form of a podcast. But anyway, make sure you follow us, not only on here, if you're watching us on here on live or in playback, make sure you follow us on all social media so you're always up to date on what we're watching so you can watch it too, and then come in and have a great discussion, a real study, if you will, with us, But yes, also we would look at if you just join our Discord, you can put in a request for a film or a little mini TV show. We're not about to do 22 episodes, but if you got a 6-episode drop or something, we can definitely handle that. But we also try to pop into documentaries as well and things like that. But come join us, come be a real student today. Back to you, Mr. Snitbits.
Thank you, La. We appreciate you as always. By the way, Tyler is working with us in the background now, so these presentations you've seen from social media this week, that's all Tyler throwing things together for us and putting it out. So that's very cool. So he's still part of the Real Study. He's much more of an editing background guy, it seems.
Oh, that's cool. That's great.
Yeah, love it. All right, so a little bit of news has happened as always. There's, of course, the heavy news. We leave that to other channels to deal with. We'll deal with the lighter news here on The Real Study. So why don't we move over to the news, to the stories we've got.
Excuse me.
Now it's time for the real news.
All right, so we have information about a new AI actress, is what they're calling it. I think it's the dumbest name ever, personally. That is actually being shopped around. It looks like a ton of people are interested in hiring this, quote, computer to do jobs for humans. I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Don't hold back. Let's just go in order. So Will Wilkins right here. What do you think?
What an abomination. Just pure abomination. I mean, come on. AI doesn't derive, and it's not a creative thing. So it takes from everything in order to be something, which means even at a fractional level, all it's doing is replicating somebody's reactions, somebody's choices, right? So it's just, it's not good. It's not good for the business. It's not good for anybody.
Bryan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been pretty anti-AI, at least to these, these extremes of them wanting to use AI for anything creative. Yeah, I really don't think this is gonna go anywhere. Honestly, it's like I saw this and one of my first reactions was, okay, well, in order to like even make it fair, because I doubt this AI is gonna actually perform well, wouldn't the AI still have the actress have to still go through the audition process like all actors? Like, so you're going up against like real actors. I don't think. I mean, and then the thing that I'm thinking about, like, okay, so is someone going to be there in the audition process, like typing prompts, like in the audition? Like, I don't know how that.
Or do they get the sample of the script ahead of time and they program
right?
it
I
and
don't
bring her in or
plug it
whatever?
in, like so dumb.
Right,
It
right,
just sounds. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. In all like areas, like it's yeah. Please stop.
That's fair. Janine, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty gross. I don't get how this would work. Acting is such an emotional art form, so how are you going to get any emotion out of this thing? And actors have already had to fight for so many points of the process.
She sounds muffled to me.
She sounds muffled to me too. Oh wait, no, she's back now. Yeah, you're back.
Like actors have already had to kind of do so much to get where they are in terms of their rights and,
Oh my god, yeah,
and all of that. So to have some weird thing come in and bypass all of that is just kind of gross and dumb, and pointless.
Yeah.
Lava.
I personally feel disrespected as an actor about this because I worked really hard to get to the little bit of stage that I'm at in my life, hoping to be on a bigger stage and for some ones and zeros to kind of like beat me out. Now, if a person beat me out, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? We're both working the same grind.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the lay of the land when you're an actor, when you're auditioning, when you're trying to, make a mark. But to have just this, I don't know, being kind of created to kind of take the place of a person, it's a slap in the face to hundreds of thousands of people that's been trying to work for centuries, bajillions of people who have worked for centuries, to those who have made marks in Hollywood to open up the gate for people to be able, the people that look like me, you know what I'm saying? People that don't look like me, to make their way in.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Right. And then we're just going to create this. So I hope it fails tremendously. I hope it backfires beautifully, and I hope it goes away. So
I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. The other thing we have here is that they're going to use AI to bring Stan Lee back to life by putting him at Comic-Con, where you can go and get pictures of him. You can have a conversation with him.
I feel like they used
for like $20.
They used this man already. They dried this man up.
I know.
Yeah.
Let this man rest in peace.
So here's the thing. This is not a normal thing that I would be a devil's advocate for. But of all the celebrities they could do this with, I think Stan Lee would be the one that would be like, yeah, you can do that. Like, I'm not saying he got their permission, but his licensing, his company obviously gave permission, or they wouldn't be doing this.
Well, yeah,
I
think he might have been like, yeah, neat. I don't know. That's just like who he kind of was. I'm not saying this justified.
He might have, I'm not mad at that. He might have, but personally, I think they should leave this man alone, leave his image alone. And if you wanted to do anything with holograms, make his characters into a hologram. Make the characters that he created, that he put,
and then you can go get a picture with
footage.
Spiderman.
Yeah, use footage with him that already exists, and just
you could go get a picture with a comic book character that he created. Like, oh my god, it's a hologram, and I can do this, because you can't get Tom Holland or somebody to come take a picture with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, do something like that instead of just draining the image of this man, because that's just crazy.
I mean, there's that documentary that came out too, which was. I haven't seen it, but just a little bit I've seen is like terrible.
Heartbreaking.
Like,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like what you're saying, Snitty, that maybe he would be kind of all for this. I feel like he was like that because he was getting pressured to be like that. I don't necessarily know.
That's a good point. It's
a
fair
if
point.
he would actually truly want
if
that.
If you go
to
all the way back to like even when he was writing in comic books to his fans, he's always loved the fans.
Oh,
he
right.
always
Yeah,
wrote
no,
to
of
the
course.
fans. He was always
for the fans,
for the
yeah.
fans.
Back then, that was his
and that's the
own
only reason
choice,
thing.
Though. Like,
right, and that's why I agree. It's like you're definitely skirting into a really terrible area.
Yeah, it's a
because he
slippery
doesn't
slope.
actually get a choice.
Right. Yeah.
I just feel like it's so
Yeah.
many things you can use AI holograms all this kind of stuff for that doesn't step on like
Yeah, I
a
think there are
person's legacy
implementations
or
that it
anything
can
that
be
you can
actually
do.
helpful.
It can be
but
helpful for
Right.
this, but
Yeah.
like,
not it. Yeah.
but this for me personally, this ain't the way to go.
Why not bring history back to life with this?
You
Because to me,
feel
that would be
me?
like for an educational reason. I think I could understand it a lot more.
Like,
Right. So you get,
give
you
people
get
a
a George
visual.
Washington, right? If it's a George Washington, who's going to say, "Oh, that guy
think
from
that-
250 years ago"? It
That
might
could
cause
have
contention,
right.
but,
Yeah. I mean,
but
that
it's
could
still at least you could try to present it from an educational standpoint, not just like a
Right.
we're going to get $20 from you so you can take
Yeah,
a
this
Right.
is
digital
a way
picture.
to do something that a lot of people could work really hard on and make something
Right.
actually human
Right.
and genuine.
I mean, bring this part of Jurassic Park here. Make holographic dinosaurs.
All right, I like that.
don't-
I like it.
like
be a lot
stop.
safer.
They don't
You
even
know,
have to make them
basic-
holographic. Have you seen these suits they're making now? Like, it is wild what people can do with just a costume these days.
Technology, man.
Oh yeah. I know.
It's cool. And they're really too expensive. I looked. They're too expensive. So we're gonna settle for the aired up
The air
one. And
one,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go as Hammond, and my wife's gonna
those
go
are
as the
pretty.
T-Rex.
You got to
It's
do
gonna
what you
be-
can with what you got today. So you got to make it work, man.
Right, right.
You give me a call, girl, Jane.
Well,
There's
Any
more
other
comedy
thoughts?
for that one.
On AI or Stan Lee?
I'm still not over it's still fresh in my mind the time we spent wondering where is Stan Lee? Is Stan Lee okay before his passing? It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like Law said, man, this is just literally trying to wring blood from a stone at
Like,
this
come
point.
on.
Yeah.
Let
I mean,
me see.
the only benefit I will say to this is that I can at least understand that there is enough printed and visual media
Yes.
to where it could do probably a very eerie recreation
Oh yeah.
of what
Oh my
we
God.
perceive or what that
Totally.
version of Stan was, that public
Right.
presented one. But
That's
even
the thing too. It's
even
just
that,
gonna be
that's a
public.
character. That's an
Yeah,
act.
Right.
That's not
Yeah.
Stan Lee.
persona.
So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know.
Like, you already got his characters. You already got the lifeblood of what he wanted to do his entire life. You have his entire catalog. You do not need him. Let this man rest. He has been in billions of movies, cameoing. He has been signing stuff. Let this man rest. Like, just let him rest. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the AI actress, I will say if they do start using that, it'll make it easy to know which films to boycott.
That's
know?
very
Well,
true.
So there is the new full animated AI movie coming out next year that
Oh, yeah.
I already am
Yeah.
boycotting. Like, I will
Yeah.
not touch that. I won't even watch it for free. You couldn't give it to me on a streaming service. I don't care.
No. Use
like,
AI for suggestions for content. Don't use
Yeah.
AI to create
Profit
the
or
entire
anything.
content.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's no problem in using things for, like, assistance, right? Like, just a
Take
little
my
Yeah,
note.
make a list.
Right.
You know, exactly.
me?
Take my note. Yeah.
Yeah.
take a
Yeah,
note,
exactly.
or
Use
what's
it
a
like the
better-
computer on Star Trek, and let's
feel me?
stop there.
What's
Let's
a
just
better
stop
word
there.
Yeah.
for this? What's a
There you go.
better thing for this? Like, let's not be like, create a movie in which the people do this. You're literally
Mm-hmm.
just saying what you want, and it's just building it, and that's so lazy. There's no fun in that. Where's the creation in that? That is
They are
Hey,
they're
I
they
like
are
that it's
thinking
lazy.
though that with that animated film that it may actually take like a bunch of animators to like fix a bunch of problems
Yep.
That will get
potentially. So
accurately interpreted. Yeah.
yeah.
And it'll
What a
still
job
come
to have
out,
to clean up after a computer.
Oh my
What a
God.
terrible
Yeah.
job.
and it'll still come out before the next Spider-Verse film.
You feel me? Come
Yes,
on.
it will. Yes, it will.
Oh,
Brian,
Will Wilkins.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Will, I really appreciate that
That is
segue,
funny.
actually. Brian, we didn't get to have you last week. We did cover both the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse
Right.
movies.
Yeah.
Can you just give us 1 minute? I know that's not enough time, but just give us
Yeah,
just a
not
quick
enough time.
how you feel about those two films.
I love them. They're like they blew my mind. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect, especially with the first one, and I was like locked in immediately. Like, love them. I mean, the performances are great, but just such a different, visual style. And then to even like with the next one, kind of like exceed those expectations again with like all the different. They just had so much fun creatively that freaking AI is not going to be able to do that. So.
Come on.
So yeah, they're
I
great.
agree.
I love them. Yeah, I do wish the other one. I'll be
Yeah.
50 years old by the time the
No facts. At
Little
least we'll
comes
get
out,
it though.
yeah
Me and Bryan are going to be watching the new one in the home together.
Listen, I'm so
I need my mashed potatoes.
I'm so back and forth about the third one. Not to say I don't want it. Not to say I don't want it, but it's giving me like PTSD because usually when they hold back on stuff like that, it's because they're messing up or something, or there's problems, which means that the quality of it might not be at the level you expect it to be. Captain America 4, but it's just one of those things.
Ouch.
Where
I defend that movie. I'm sorry. I will defend it.
Good. I'll send you the Shield popcorn bucket. I don't want anymore.
Thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. Absolutely. I'll take it. But give it to me though. Don't give it to Snake. Give it to me. But like I have to say I don't like that film. But if it didn't have so many reshoots and recuts and holdbacks and things, it probably
a lot of studio involvement,
and it colors your kind of thought going into
it. And it's a lot of like, dang, we could have did better. So for me with Spider-Man 3, I'm like, please, when it does come out, please make sure that it's just
let them do what they did.
I think I'm
take the 3 years you need.
Meddle,
right. Don't mess with it. And I feel like if the third one, I already have high expectations because of how the second one ended. If the third one does not meet those or exceed those expectations, I'm going to bawl like a baby because I know that somebody who don't know nothing about nothing got in the middle of this film.
You're then going to go back and rewatch it 18 times to try to find ways to love it.
I am, because it's a part of a trilogy that I know I should love.
I know. I feel the same way about some movies, except X-Men 3. I've never gone back. I've never once gone back.
No.
Maybe on a rewatch of the whole thing. But
so
never.
I was forced.
The only time, the only time I've done it is for like a marathon watch through.
Yeah.
I had to do that recently for Mr. Marvelite, and I still haven't forgiven him.
Not bad. I wouldn't either. Man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So we do have one other. It's like more of an update than a story. We told this. We did this story when it broke before, but we have the social network. The Reckoning. The Social Reckoning is now updated with more actors, which is fantastic. We've got Mickey Madison, Jeremy Allen White, Bill Burr, Jeremy Strong. As Mark Zuckerberg, so Jeremy Strong will be playing Zuckerberg, which is interesting. But that's
I think I
can see that a little bit. That's actually interesting casting. If they just cut his hair in the right way, and
I don't think he deserves that man to play him though, so he can walk around and say,
"I know." I
agree on that though.
I mean,
I'm just petty like that.
Yeah.
That way.
What is this project, by the way? Is it going to be like the next level of like Facebook? Are they going to show how they're using the algorithms to try and manipulate people?
Right.
I would assume with Aaron Sorkin at the helm writing it, yes, I assume we're going to get a lot of political talk through this film.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. So I think he will call out the oligarchy directly. I don't see why he wouldn't. But that's just my opinion. I'm excited. Sorkin made the movie.
He's directing this too, though,
I like Sorkin. I want to see it. So,
and he did good with Molly's Game, so I don't think it'll be bad. I don't think he's going to be Fincher level because they're just Sorkin's just not there as a director. He's a hell of a writer though, and since it's mostly a script driven film, I don't see why it'll be a problem.
There was great snappy dialogue and back and forths in that first movie.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Definitely expecting that here as well.
I'm going to use this as a perfect segue because PTS, Paul Thomas Anderson, is also one of those guys known for his quippy dialogue and very interesting dialogue. PTA is what I meant. Thank you. I appreciate the correction. Paul Thomas Anderson. But
you were thinking about PTSD that we're all...
AI
I just rolled with it. I was like, he's right.
Internal stress.
That is the letter.
Right?
I was like, he said PTSD, and I'm like, where's the D?
Yeah, wait.
Oh, can I take back that? Never mind.
No,
Strike that. I didn't just say that. Let's move on.
Janine, you got to see Paul Thomas Anderson's newest movie, and you got to see it in IMAX even. Tell us what you thought.
I really enjoyed it because I had just come out of another movie and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go see this one. And I was a little bit tired and I was like, this movie's almost 3 hours long. But I was engaged the whole time. I love seeing a very sloppy character. Leo's character was incredibly just like messy and all over the place. And so that really grounded it. I really enjoyed all the characters. I love that there's this, Black women are being portrayed as, attractive in this film. So we do have people really like looking at Black women like, hey. So I like that. Nice. And it's just nonstop. The action, it's constantly moving. We're dealing with some really topical issues. We're getting satirical takes of, people who are in power right now. So, I loved that, and I want more of that. I want more movies to kind of give these satirical yet accurate portrayals of people who are doing awful things in the world right now. But yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was tense. Visually, I think it looked great. There were a lot of like on the road scenes that felt kind of like a 70s car movie, which I really loved. Great cast. Chase Infinity, she did really well, like for her first film. I really enjoyed her. There were some interesting twists in there as well. Sean Penn, a great villain. I really, really enjoyed this film.
Nice.
So this is very outside the norm for Paul Thomas Anderson because his movies are not action-packed. He's never been an action director of any kind. He can do very stunning visuals, but did he apply that kind of normal stunning that he does to the action?
Yes.
Or did it feel like pretty typical action?
No, it felt very grounded. It felt very much in reality. Didn't feel like it was these extreme, like, walking away from explosions. Again, it felt very sloppy, like, because some of the characters are very sloppy.
Yeah. Nice.
It felt like real people doing these things because we're running around with this kind of rebel anarchist group kind of running around and causing trouble and doing, good, essentially. And all of that, how they go about their plans and their getaways and kind of the messiness that comes with all of that all felt like real people doing real things. So
I like that. I'm excited more than I already wanted to see it, obviously. This film is, of course, a unique film because it has been not only shot in VistaVision, but also being presented in VistaVision in only 4 locations on the planet, which is wild. And of course, Janine lives near one of those locations. So
Yes,
I won't be over there for another couple weeks, so I don't know if it's still in theaters by then.
You might check it out.
Right.
Hopefully, yeah.
It'll be interesting. You have to tell us if you see a difference between that and IMAX if you do. So, all right. So Lala got to see a classic movie that, of course, I think has been on her list for, I don't know,
for
ever.
a while. Yeah.
Tell us what you thought of Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, I figured Janine would be excited about that one. Like, she finally, she finally got in there. But before I talk about Going with the Wind, I wanted to say during the news segment that October 17th, Black Phone 2 comes out. And I'm stupid excited for that. So I'm just
the first one was great.
First one was amazing. And the trailer even looked pretty decently. So, and I don't get a lot of commercials because I don't have cable and things like that, so I didn't see this advertised anywhere on billboards or nothing. So like I just
cable. What is
cable? So back in the day,
no, that's what you meant.
But with Gone with the Wind, this as a person who watches Marvel films, and Marvel films are about 3 hours. This movie like 4 hours. Yeah. I said, Lord have mercy.
An intermission.
Still had intermission. This is like a dual VHS set.
Yeah.
This is like when the Titanic came out on VHS. This is like
This wasn't 2 taper.
Yeah.
It was.
So I sat there and I watched this film and I said, Lord have mercy. Not only is it beautifully stylized, one, I need women to dress like this more often. Not to say that I don't like the little skins showing, because I won't say I don't. But the clothing in this is like, the costuming is amazing. It's just so beautiful. But also the way that it's shot, like, is a scene with Scarlett coming down like these red stairs, and it's such a wide, beautiful shot. And then it's the same shot where like Rhett Butler takes her up the stairs and they kind of like disappear in the darkness. It's just like very beautiful scenes. There's shadow play in this. So like again, watching movies like this, you always see where like possibly other directors have gotten like ideas from, or you know, just some inspiration and things like that. So overall, like, Scarlett O'Hara is a mess. She's a mess.
She is a real mess.
She is a mess. Because at my job we're doing like we have like a movie club now, I guess I'm in.
Cool.
we watch movies now in TV shows. It's very like this, but just at work. And they were like, we're watching Gone with the Wind, and I was like, well, I guess I have no choice. And so to watch it now. And it's quite an amazing like story from like, you know, you go from like this small town to like now it's the war, and it's like Gettysburg, and like it's very sweeping. That's actually a great word for it. It's very sweeping. Like it moves you through, and it moves you through in a way where like you don't really realize the time change, but you do. You kind of just go with it, you know, because at the start of the film, Scarlett's like 16. By the end of the film, she's 28. Mind you, I was doing all type of research on this movie because I was like, I need more stuff.
That's what Lala does.
Because that is what I do, yes. And so I was like getting all this information, and like, it's just quite a beautiful film. Like, if you haven't seen it, I'll say give it a go. Give yourself an intermission in between 15 minutes and most.
Do get some popcorn.
You know, because it's quite long.
Go for a walk.
But it's very like beautiful, and you have like, I don't know where in the ether of movies or whatever where we lost presenting women as strong women. And even though Scarlett's a little much to handle, she is at her core a very strong woman, even at like 16, very strong, very capable, even though she does not want to be. She wants to be married and taken care of, but she's still like a person who is like, listen, if I guess if I gotta do it, I gotta go do it. Like, if I gotta get up and make these moves, I guess I gotta make up these moves. Unfortunately, like she has to be like at her end to do it. And it's, to me, it's just a cautionary tale of like seeing what's in front of you and not like what's behind you. Because Rhett, even though he was a billion times older than her, was open to giving her what you know, he was open to giving her whatever she wanted, and she was still hung up on a man that did not want her, but he played with her emotions, he played with her feelings. And it wasn't until at the end he gaslit her the most. Like, man, that's a whole different podcast. I won't even get into it. But it's to me, it's just such a tale of like, you know, of women and of men, of like, you know, because one character wants to have his cake and eat it too, and Scarlett wanted to be the cake, and she was like, I'll wait out for that cake, until she realized that like everything she kind of wanted was in this moment, and she lost it due to her own like her own hubris, I guess you could say. But I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Now they want to watch the mini series. So now I gotta watch the mini series.
That's a lot.
Got you in deep.
Yes. So I was just like, because she was like, one girl was like, I got the book, and I was like, that's where I'm stopping you. I'm not reading the book.
I know.
I love that you brought up the beauty of the film, because in a lot of ways, this film is like a culmination of everything that came before it, presenting all the different styles that finally came to a head to this, and maybe Wizard of Oz in a lot of ways too, just really kind of stepped right up and said, here's what movies can be. And that's, in a lot of ways, the movie has stood the test of time for that reason. Even though there's so much problematic crap in it. Listen. As a Black woman, watching this film, it was a couple of Lord have mercies I threw out a couple of times. Like, Were you have like a chalkboard where you're keeping track of the Lord have mercies?
I was just listen, I took a shot every time I said Lord have mercy because I needed it. Yeah. But it's one of those films where it's like, yes, it is. Every film ever created, for me personally, if it's not like a future film, every film is a film of its time. You know what I mean? It's like a product of its time. So it's one of those things where it's like, you have to just know that this is a film of product of its time, which is why people kill me when they be like, all this DEI woke stuff, this woke stuff in movies. This is the time we're in.
Right.
What are you talking about? But anyway, but I had to really like just take a step back, understand that this is the time that we're in, and take the movie at face value for what it is. Not put my 2025 brain into this.
You could do that too, but that's a different viewing experience.
No, but it's like
that's where you
not,
go back,
but not
and, like,
in the dialogue, and not
it.
in the characters, but in the story, in the
actions,
in the actions,
and what the world was at that time.
I mean, it's that during around the Civil War too, and then being, released.
Yeah, this is how they saw the Civil War 80 years later.
Right. Exactly. And so, and when he was like, I think she said like the South would never rise again. I was like, well,
not in the
maybe wait longer, right? Just wait longer.
Like,
So apropos. All right. I really wanted to hear, because when Law watches classics, I really want to hear what she's got to say, because
I do
there are
too.
quite a few. There's quite a few she's
very proud of
missed. So that's a hard one for the length.
Listen, I said when I looked it up and it said 358, I said, Lord, we gonna do
there
it.
aren't many more that are popular that hit that level. I got to see the new Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, Highest to Lowest. This felt kind of like the 25th Hour, but also a little bit of the Inside Man, kind of more grounded in a dramatic way than, or in a more thriller style way than you would get from like Do the Right Thing or Higher Learning or other things he's done. I did really enjoy the film in the long run. At the end, I think the ending of this film is really, really good. I didn't necessarily like some of the music choices and some of the like pacing choices he used in the beginning, but I think once I got to the end, I think there's something about music in this movie that I need to go back and rewatch it to see if maybe there's like almost like he's adding in rests almost. I don't know. That might not make sense, but it's not the movie I thought it was going to be, but it says something very profound that I think people need to hear. And it is grounded in just kind of a story about music and people trying to make it in life, whether they be at their highest or their lowest. Yes, it's right there in the title. Do check it out if you like Spike Lee, if you like Denzel Washington. There was a little acting in it. I think I mentioned this in one of our chats. There were some people that were acting in it that kind of didn't, I don't know, I didn't feel it. I felt like they were just kind of dialing it in, even Denzel at a couple of moments. But again, going to the end of the story, maybe those were just choices he was making for the character once I got to see the whole thing play out. So see it to the end and see what you think. So. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody else has seen this one yet, I thought.
No.
So the only one. That's so rare. But yeah, check out Highest to Lowest. We do have 2 other films that we are going to be talking about, and we actually are excited because we ended last season on Superman. We all wanted to come back and talk about the new one, but we didn't know what to pair it with. And so Janine considered, why not Brightburn? And considering Brightburn is basically the antithesis of Superman, it seemed appropriate with this super hopeful Superman to do this darker nightmare version of Superman. So, Will Wilkins, I know you really don't want to talk about it, so I'm going to have you go first. What do you think of Brightburn? And
I have avoided this movie since it came out. Okay. And the reason why is because when I learned of the premise, I said, okay, well, clearly what's going to happen is nobody's making out alive. It's not going to end well. It's going to be a very dystopian inspired story. And, you know, when I finally sat down for this show to sit down and watch it, about halfway through, I realized, okay, I was right. The other thing I realized is I was watching The Omen again, just with a different wrapper. And then finally, the thing I will say that I will give them creative credit for, especially when you look at the credits of like the executive producer, the writers, everything else, you can tell this was a very give my friends and family work kind of executive produced project. Right. But the one thing I will give them credit for in the story is that, you know, when we first see this kid, he's you know, maybe a little different, but nothing bad. Right. And you know, you never want to think a kid can go evil. So in the way the story creatively, to me anyway, made it seem more like whatever sent him here probably had more of a message that was along the lines of what we're going to hear in the next film. And and in many ways it was not, I don't want to say controlling the kid, but to a certain level providing him a perspective, or at a genetic level, in what's the word I'm looking for? Imploring him to do it, kind of way. So it wasn't necessarily that he went bad, but it was more like when he got in line with his genetic nature.
It's like a sleeper
then,
agent.
Exactly. He's here to take it over the whole world. The minute he has his revelation of translating the message, I'm like, oh, this isn't a kid leaving an exploding planet. This is an advance that they're sending.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it. I was like, damn. So I will say in that way I was entertained. But you know, the rest of the story was pretty much along the lines of what I expected I was going to get, and even to the level of well, aside from a shard of glass in the eye, it was the level of kind of gore that I anticipated too. And I mean that because, you know, in some ways in these genres, the way I feel it is that they're trying to either one up the last guy, or they can make it a little more humble. And this was kind of somewhere in between. I think it was somewhere, you know, north of Halloween, but south of Saw. Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. I
But
like
you know, when I look back on seeing this movie, I'm never going to get this time back. So
that's
yeah.
true. We did take that time for you. That's true.
Yeah.
Had anyone else not seen Brightburn before tonight's show? Okay, so we'll just go
Thank
Bryan.
goodness.
Brightburn. What did you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like,
You got to not let me go first, man.
I missed you, Bryan.
yeah, I mean, there's like, decisions are made. You know?
Yeah.
I will admit though, like when I first heard about this premise, you know, a while back when it first came out and everything, I was like, my curiosity was piqued. I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. Let's take this beloved premise that we know and love and like crank up the nightmare fuel. And I was not expecting it to be as horror, you know, coded as it is. Like, I mean coded. It's like it's horror. It's a damn
Yeah,
horror.
it uses most of the tropes.
Yeah, it was like, I was like, okay. I do feel like the big thing that stuck out for me was like the pacing. I was like, we didn't really give this any kind of time to like
breathe,
build.
nothing.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I felt like it was kind of an easy way out with the whole like ship is kind of like
the thing that's
to
causing
Will's
him.
point.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really like tormented or anything. Like he was kind of picked on in school a little bit, but I don't know that I didn't get enough buy-in into him finding reasons to really like. Oh,
he
I need
came
to
from
get
a
rid of
loving family,
people.
and then like one incident, he's like evil.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Like, oh shit. Like,
Switch flipped.
you know, but it is an interesting juxtaposition to Superman that we're about to watch with the whole potential of like. It just goes to show,
Had
like,
he gotten that kind of more
that kind of message.
If he got the message right, this might have been,
you know. But also, like,
maybe not.
But then I started thinking about, well, his parents are generally
upbringing,
good,
yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Like, why didn't that overpowered
right?
Some of these things,
yeah.
You know, so it wasn't great. And like what Will said too, or Stinny, I think you mentioned it. Like when you look through the credits, I can't remember which one you guys said it.
No, it was Will.
But,
Will said that.
Yeah, it was Will. Yeah, I was basically like, and you recognize it too on the screen. You're like, oh, okay. His, you know, I don't think they were married at the time, but you know,
Jennifer Holland's
his partner.
in it.
She's in there for like 5 minutes, and then like
the guy
see
that's
all those
playing
other
Peace and Baker's
partners.
brother
Yeah.
this season. He's in there.
Agee's in it as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, so they're in there, and then Two Guns wrote it. You know, yeah.
God,
Like,
that right there, saying Two Guns wrote it, was cooler than anything I saw in this movie.
Yeah.
Although I did like their solution to the like, well, the kid's done all this. How is he going to cover it? And then he just looked over and sees a plane coming.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I know.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't cover it. We can get to that in a second. Lala, what did you think of Brightburn?
To the two fine gentlemen before me, yes. Okay. I'm on the same side as like Bryan when I first heard this coming out. I was like, okay, evil Superman. Like, okay, I want to see, I want to see what they do with this because but also my brain was like, you can't go too far with this because he's Superman. Right. So what are you gonna do? And they kind of proved my point. You can't really. That's why it's an hour and 30. This is like an animated movie. Like,
oh man, yeah,
it was.
It just flies.
It just no, literally. Yeah. It burns. Pun intended.
Yeah.
I don't know how to really
lost for words.
I am because I was really hoping that it would go this way for a little bit, but then like his mother would override the
I was kind of thinking
programming
that too.
Because like we didn't see anything beforehand. Like I'm not saying that we needed to like see the ship land. I mean, we saw like it crash or whatever, however that little bit. But like maybe if they would have pan to it and you could hear the voices talking to him as a kid, maybe I don't know, it was just like it just felt like
rushed.
It was rushed and it just felt like some pieces were missing to kind of like make it a full thought out like story.
It's like act 0.5 act 2 act 3.
It's
There's
like
a whole
it's
chunk
not
in the beginning
whole
missing.
chunk in the beginning missing.
Yeah.
And I thought his dream was going to like the father's dream was going to like elaborate a little bit more, but it was just like a
Right.
very
Yeah, I was
Tony
like,
Stark nightmare, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I will say the kid Jackson A. Dunn, I think he did phenomenal with what was given to him. I think him kind of going from this meek kind of kid to being very like stone cold, no emotions. Like some of the lines that he said in it with him being like, she was like, well, I hope you get home safe. He's like, I hope you're safe too. Like I was like, well, all right, he's about to kill you or something. like all right, like there's little words, lines they gave him, like when he was in the bedroom talking to a little girl and she was like, my mom told me not to talk to you. He was like, I'll take care of that. I was like, well, that's she's dead. I'd also like to say that the mother of that little girl was in the episode of Charmed. She had like a little arc on Charmed a little bit. So when I saw her, I was like, hey, look at you, girl. But anyway, I digress. I was like, look at you with black hair.
Girl movie.
Yeah, you feel me? In this kind of terrible film. Look at you, girl, doing stuff. I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed some of the horror aspects of it because like they're tropes that work. You know, it's like the sharded glass in the eyes, the you know, like when he moved to the closet really fast, but the guy still kind of caught him. Like it was just like it showed that he's not as fast as he could be because he's still learning these powers. Like they had I feel like they had some meat here to do something kind of interesting with, and I felt like they put themselves in a box they didn't need to be in, and it didn't allow for a more creative flow to the film. But I will say that I think the kid did great. I think what's her name? Elizabeth Banks did very well. I love David Denman and things, but I think Elizabeth Banks, because she was like the heart of this film. Like she was like, even though I wanted to punch her in the throat a couple of times because it was just like, you know your son is doing this. You know.
Oh yeah, she was just
pure denial.
Right.
Pure
You have parents that are in the know, right? They know that you crushed this kid's hand, like you crushed this little girl hand, and you know
and it's like you guys are
he's not from here. You
have his ship, in the damn barn.
Yeah,
like
in the
you
barn.
know,
like you
he's
know
not
these
normal.
things.
Like
and for her, and I get it because she didn't have it. They never had kids or anything like that, and she's very much like, this is my son, this is my baby. I don't want to believe it, but it's giving like my kids shot up a school because they're unhappy. Don't hurt them, and it's just. Felt very.
There's something said about there are some moms out there that treat their baby boys like this, no matter what they do.
No matter what they do.
Like,
I mean, I
totally
did,
unbelievable.
I did. I mean,
it's
I
believable
both
for sure. It's just annoying.
I both felt.
I agree with that. Go ahead, Will.
I both felt bad for me and felt bad for the character watching this. But because at the point that the dad just straight up admits and realize, I mean, when he blurts at the point, he's never bled a day in his life. So he already knows how off this
that was
kid
so
is.
dumb. Why do you think you could just shoot him during hunting?
I know. Oh my god.
Janine,
right? Like that's the one. That's the one.
Besides knowing that this is the antithesis of Superman. What else made you decide this movie, and what do you think of it?
Okay, well, since you put me on blast as the one who made everybody watch this, I will say,
I'll join you with that. I'll take half of it. I'll take half of it.
Hold on.
I will say.
This is my karmic return for making y'all watch Madam Web again.
I
really admit
there
that.
it
I'm
is.
sorry to stomp on your moment, but that's what I realized halfway through this film as well.
I will say it's not Madam Web level of terrible.
I love that.
So.
No.
So,
I
sorry,
will say, in my text message to Smitty suggesting this, I did say not great, but it's got the James Gunn Superman connection.
Right.
So
Yeah.
That
There's
was
too many
like
connections
the extent.
there.
That was the extent of the comparison.
I will say, I will just throw out real quick, just to kind of like save Janine just a little bit. I think nobody remembers this, but when we were talking ahead of time, like, what are we going to watch? I did suggest Brightburn.
Oh.
But it got kind of
lost in the
shuffle of things.
Okay. Yes, because I had only seen this once very long ago.
I was like, Superman.
I remembered. Yeah, I remembered it not staying with me, so that already kind of.
I won't give all the blame to Janine. That's what I'm just saying. I'll give her all the blame.
So
we were
accomplices,
but it's really Janine's fault.
Okay.
Really
I'm sorry, guys. I don't show up. One.
We all
we're here. Yeah,
that's true.
For one. Yeah. So I mean. I'd only seen it the one time, and I didn't really remember too much about it. But I remembered it not staying with me, and remembered not thinking it was that great. So that was kind of the extent. So it was kind of a fresh watch for me as well, watching it again here. I I wish it had more of a human element, and that was kind of the thing causing the change. I think that might have worked better and also felt more like something Superman related, because just this entity just kind of being the thing that changes him, right in the middle.
For me,
it was too quick. There was no time. There was no build up to it.
It's lazy writing.
Yes, and generally,
I don't even think we got to the second act by the time
before that happened.
Over,
that shift. Yeah, because we see him being happy. We see him really, his parents, making him such a good kid. So the fact that this one thing is what shifts him to this kind of dark,
it just gets overwritten.
Emotionless. It feels too stark. It feels too rushed. And this is just a movie, I feel like, where the concept, the thought of it, the idea, the horror shift of something well known like this is way better than the movie itself.
Yeah, I agree.
This is a movie you talk about with your friends, and you gosh, this is such a good idea. We should write a script.
That's exactly what it was.
But Janine's new question, though, is the poster better than the movie?
Yes. And also the poster.
The trailer's better than the movie.
The trailer's better than the movie. The poster's better than the movie, and both of them make you want to see the movie.
Yeah,
so
it's
good marketing.
Did their job.
Yeah, man. They did what they supposed to do.
Although the marketing team did well. Screenplay didn't do it great.
Maybe it needed a little bit more James Gunn input.
I think that all the movies we're seeing from James Gunn and or his brothers in this case are all the conversations they had when they were a kid just coming out into movies now.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee you. Like watching Superman, the same thing. But what's interesting is the kid actually played Scott Lang in the MCU. He's actually in Endgame. He plays 12-year-old Scott Lang in the suit.
He does play 12-year-old Scott Lang. He does.
So there's a Marvel connection there.
He's like, guys. He's like, guys. Yeah, he does.
Right. Which is just great. I want to mimic everything you guys have said. I quite literally was like, oh, James Gunn, Brightburn, what is this? I'm excited.
And they're both James Gunn kind of films.
I sat down, and after about 20 minutes, I was like, what in the hell is this? Like, it's an abridged version of Superman.
Potential there. Definitely.
Right. It's there. They use all the same, like, cause you get the mailbox, you get the swing set, you get all the like classic Superman moments.
Kansas,
everything. And even great parents. Like, from what we can tell, they're good parents. Like trying really hard. When he shot the kid in the back of the head, I just why would you think for even a second? And why wouldn't you have already had another bullet going? Why didn't you bring your shotgun? Like, why didn't you? I don't know.
Nothing would have worked. But
take him to the mill to the wood chipper, maybe. Like, I don't
know if it would have worked. She took off a part of the ship, and so we're already thinking, okay, this is probably going to be the thing to kill him. But then they don't even give her the opportunity. He immediately catches her trying to stab him. What was even the point of having that in there?
That's the thing. Law had mentioned how we never see him have a chance to turn good. But honestly, both of his parents, when they confronted him, tried to fucking kill him. Like
absolutely.
They never gave him a chance. They never actually gave him a chance.
The mom gaslit him. I really thought, like, in that moment, the mom was going to come through to him because, like, she was just like, "You're my boy." She took off his mask. He kind of hesitated in this moment, but then she went to just automatically kill him, which I understand because, like, we're at a point now where, like, none of this can be covered up. We can't. He's too powerful. We're too far gone. But it's like, I guess they reacted like normal people would. Like, you panicked and you kind of just went off the rails, as opposed to, like, trying to talk to him, trying to see what you instilled in him is still in there. Maybe that would have added some heart. Maybe that would have added something. But it just automatically went from, like, he's awkward to, like, he gotta die because he was in the ship. What are we doing?
Yes, and then any kind of little grievance is a reason to like brutally murder somebody. A movie I really love is The Bad Seed, which is like a creepy kid movie, and the mother having to face these terrible things that her daughter does, and her daughter kind of being this kind of cold, emotionless thing. And how she goes about it is a much more kind of gentle, built-up way. She gets a little bit defensive, but then she faces it head on and, bides her time in navigating how to handle the situation and ultimately does what she needs to do. So that could have been a clear kind of blueprint for what they should have done here, but instead they kind of leaned into the horror and thought it would be cooler, I guess, to just have him
edgelordy.
win.
The end is very edgelordy, where they're like, "Look, he's going to destroy the world." Like, okay,
and then we get this little montage of him basically
movie, right?
destroying the whole town.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not really mad at
They didn't even give enough of the clips at the end, man.
I know.
Yeah.
That should have gone on for at least
I would have
the
whole thing.
The whole
Yeah,
credit.
I would have watched those. Yeah, I would rather
I would
watch
have
those.
honestly, I would have liked it if they probably would have jumped a bit in time a little bit and had him grow up and to be this being that they imagine him to be. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
we have Homelander to show
you
us what
feel
that'd be
me?
like. So,
But like,
Right.
but like in this film, I would have liked a little montage of like, okay, he didn't destroyed his Brightburn town or whatever, and then now he's over here and he's like, people are praising him. This, like, I wanted to give me something, but I guess they figured like it's gonna be another one, y'all, and it's like nobody wants this. nobody wants this.
Brightburn, Afterburn,
Brightburn,
Ultimate Burn.
Yeah.
You know,
Afterburn.
I had two funny thoughts that I forgot to bring up because I actually, when I started watching this, I get a little ambitious and I start taking notes, right? And the two that I just wanted to say is, five production companies. That's how much how many you need to stretch to get money to make this risky project done.
Yes, exactly.
There was that. And then the other thing I wanted to ask everybody, because that's the only thing that was funny that I wrote down, but I wanted to kind of ask everyone that are kind of very comic book oriented, like the biggest problem with this movie that it has, it's like, it's a great take, but it's not an original one. And there's nothing really original in this movie.
Not really.
When you have read like the comics Irredeemable or Invincible, it's like, is there anything here that we haven't seen before? Right down to like even a child's head being a laser beam eye through, you know. I mean, like, honestly, I will say there are certain comic books where like I finally crossed the threshold and I'm like, I don't need this imagery in my mind. And like the most big example for me was almost the line for me. And then the real line was actually Glenn getting taken out on The Walking Dead. I'm like, man, I don't need this in my brain.
Even in the black and white panel, that is hardcore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, like, does anybody agree that like there really isn't anything in this we didn't see before?
No.
The only thing I like about it is that it sits really nicely next to Superman, and that's
the
only thing I like about it.
Yeah.
I
will say
I
one.
like the genuine takes. Go ahead, Brian. I like the genuine.
Well, say one like little nerd thing that was hitting for me was like the fact that everything was like red, emitting red, and like if you know anything about the various kryptonites, red kryptonite kind of takes away, you know, Superman's inhibitions and kind of makes him kind of an asshole.
Like that, yeah.
You know, like, so I thought it was interesting that they chose red. I don't know if that was their conscious choice, but
these are 5 superhero
kryptonite.
nerds that grew up together.
Like,
they definitely were thinking red kryptonite.
Yeah.
So.
I'm almost willing to bet it. Almost. Any other thoughts about Brightburn?
They shouldn't have made it.
I watched
Glad
it.
it's over.
Yeah, they made it. I'm glad they made it.
I enjoyed bits and pieces of it. I'm not gonna say that it's
no.
I won't watch it again.
Yeah, no.
I'm just
It was
delicious.
Yeah.
But
interesting concept.
Right, they have bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It's honestly
The horror elements were
that
fun.
I would like to rewrite. I would either like to rewrite it, or I would like to take this exact story and then put in pieces that I think would make it better.
Well,
better.
Do exactly what you guys were talking about. Spend half an hour, 40 minutes, getting us to really love this kid. That way, when he turns, this is not just, it's not just violent, but it's also heartbreaking. If you make it heartbreaking, I'll get invested.
I honestly like the kid. I honestly felt like there should have been more for him. Like, because y'all already built him up to be this isolated kid. Like, his birthday party had no kids. His birthday party was just like his family. So like, if you leaned into the fact that like he doesn't have any friends, like if
that was the thing.
Give us
like,
a couple bully scenarios.
We saw like
bullies that were like
of it.
that were like, oh, you're smart, and then like the one
yeah.
girl is like, don't worry about that. Smart people run the world, and then. That could have been a basis of him having a friend, somebody that he can talk to, and then eventually somebody
have her
would
betray him or something,
or have her be like, something's wrong with him. Like, no, he's not like this. Like, maybe make that little girl a little more integral than her being immediately afraid of him. Right. I mean, deservedly so, because that's creepy. But like, like she goes from being somebody that gives him a spark to somebody that can't stand him in 2.5 seconds. Like, they just. they just went
I
about
thought-
developing this the
Take
wrong
any
way.
time to build
I
that
thought I
relationships or anything like that.
I thought I had too is like in this world, like the Lex Luthor of this world would end up being this like hero, like to the world, trying to
Yeah.
like
Trying to
get
stop
rid of
this
him.
Yeah.
And like,
metahuman.
yeah.
That's a good
And
point.
he'd
Same
rally
exact.
the
You wouldn't have
whole-
changed the character at all.
At all, no.
And he
Oh,
would
really?
be
Yeah,
a good
exactly.
guy.
He would be a good
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And to
And-
me, that's intriguing. What if you
Right,
would have alluded
right.
to him going to school with Lex Luthor or,
Yeah, like
or
a
something,
really
or like
good, solid kid that could be
something
his
that
friend.
oh my god, like that would have been you
Yeah,
could have went the
some
Smallville route
Smallville
where they
stuff,
kind of
right, exactly. There's
Yeah.
Smallville in there.
exactly. Like
So we want you two to rewrite the film. And
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to James Gunn and be like, look.
And no
Look.
breaking the little girl's hand, because I can't believe I'm saying this about a science fiction horror movie, but that's where
Yeah.
it left the train of believability. Because
No,
that level of a violent break, no, that kid wouldn't have just been suspended.
No.
for sure.
I
He'd
know.
have been committed.
He would have been
Went to like
expelled and
counseling or
potentially-
whatever.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
sure.
no.
Put in a home maybe for a while.
And it's just
Yeah,
like
totally.
it's just like you broke her hand because she let you fall, and I get it's because you have like you're activated now, and you're but just
he
like
doesn't
you
know
just,
what
Right.
cooties are. Like
But
he
y'all
doesn't
didn't
understand
even-
cooties.
you're not even showing us the dichotomy between him being like his good self and his darker self. Like
Yeah,
It's
like
just
he
like-
didn't really struggle
he
in that
didn't
moment
struggle.
either.
It was
See,
just
I-
like it was just like cool, I'm good.
Th-
I'm
that's
I'm
an element
okay,
they missed
it's over.
too. I think had they done it in a way where you were like, oh, he hit puberty and it turned it on and there's no
Right.
going
I
back.
think
Yeah.
it was.
That
I
could have
think
been
it was,
interesting.
'cause
Right.
He's 12.
Yeah.
He turned 12.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of it like
That
is
was
there, but they
powers
didn't
that
say
start
it.
developing.
Right?
No,
No.
it was literally just the hum of the stupid spaceship.
Exactly,
that
and then
was
boom,
like,
he's
oh,
got
you're
these
evil
powers.
now. Yeah.
Yep.
If he had like
Yeah,
found a chest hair and then I would have been like, whoa,
I'm
okay, he
screaming.
hit puberty.
You know,
So-
this is all just a buried Catholic message that sex is evil.
Yeah.
Wait, this is saying don't adopt. That's what this is saying. Don't adopt.
No,
No, it's saying don't adopt from a spaceship.
adopt
you find in
Don't
the
adopt
woods.
random
Don't
kids
take
in the
no
woods.
random
Like,
shit you
yeah,
find in the
yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
My God. But I
So
also
if I-
like the idea of him being put to Earth not to save it, but to scout it. Like, to me, I find that very interesting. And that could have been such a interesting film to create. And they was just like, trope, baby.
Yeah,
We
but
gonna
there was
kill it.
Invincible.
Trope. I love it.
Invincible. It already happened.
Yeah.
Right.
And, that's,
Yeah.
and you know
So-
what? I'm okay with that. A live
I'm gonna
action
get-
version of that is okay. They just didn't like you had a blueprint. You just didn't go about it the right way. Like
Yeah.
that's even worse.
I'll say this movie did try to discuss one lofty topic, and that's nature versus nurture. And I think that there's an element
Right.
of that in this, where
But if your
obviously the nurture didn't do
A little bit.
nothing. It did
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, no.
Right.
And
So-
had it been like making him more conflicted, that would have been
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
If it would have
right.
been a thing where like he would beg his mother to kill him, a la Last Stand. I brought that back
Man.
around.
Yeah, there you go.
If if it would have been a moment where this kid was because like you've been raised him for 12 years, none of that stuck. And that's
Right.
crazy to me. None of that good
Yeah, that's
upbringing,
weird.
that love from every
Mhm.
adult you know kind of loves you. You in the 1% of your school. You
Mhm.
are smart. Like you finally met a girl. Like none of that mattered when he got activated. And that to me, that was the biggest downfall
Yeah.
of this film. And even if he
I
got
agree.
activated, his own emotional, like I guess, resolve for me should have been like enough to push it out a little bit to and come back. And he's like begging somebody to kill him. And to have a 12-year-old
Yeah,
begging to
that'd be
die
like-
is way more compelling.
That would be heart wrenching
than
Right.
and more horrific. It would have been
Right.
an even harder horror film to watch.
Right.
I agree with you. Let's go ahead and rate Brightburn because I think we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Superman. We're going to tear this movie all the way down. Why don't we just go in the same order? Will, Brightburn, what do you rate Brightburn?
I mean, I'll give it a 5. I did watch the whole thing.
Mhm.
I really
All
could
right.
have pulled the ripcord at any point and then
Very
just
true.
said, I gave it a 2, guys, and only at point and halfway mark. So yeah, I'll give it a 5. I mean, it was a movie.
Yeah,
It was a movie.
absolutely.
Yeah, you could have just flown the movie up into sky and just let it go, and,
Yeah.
and that would have been the way you dealt with it. Sorry, Brian, go ahead. 1 to 10. What do you rate?
Yeah, it was a 6.
Okay.
It was like, there were moments for it, and I appreciated the concept, but
Yeah.
just not executed well enough.
All right. La.
I'm going to pull a Bryan. It's a 6.
Okay. 6 for Brightburn, 2 6s, and a
We'll
5.
watch it again. We'll not watch it again.
Yeah, it's below that 7 threshold that you
Yep.
use.
All right.
Yeah.
Janine?
Yeah, I'm also going with a 6.
Come on.
Wholly agree.
Ooh, number of the beast.
Yeah.
Fitting.
Well, then now I was going to
Yeah.
give it a 5, but now I feel like I got to get rid of the number of the beast here and give it a 6 just to give it 4
Yeah.
6s.
4 6s.
But the average will be less than 6 if we do it this way. So I'm going to
Yeah.
give it a 5. I agree with Will.
I
It's a movie. People made it. They
Yeah.
worked hard.
Like Janine
Good
said, you
job.
get an automatic 1 for it being made. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Automatic.
But I'm giving 4 more. The production is good. It's not a bad production. Like, it's a well-made movie.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah,
looks
effects
good.
are decent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the good tropes. It just didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I appreciate the sound effect of like using his cape sound,
Yeah.
the flutter of
It's
his
the-
cape as like this
Yeah.
almost like a
There was also
Jason
when
kind of sound.
when she got stabbed in the eye, and then they did the binocular vision, and one was
Yeah.
really red.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Like little subtle
Yeah.
things, but nothing.
It's also a
Yeah.
cautionary tale. Don't lock yourself somewhere when you don't know where it's at. Right off the building, girl. Something.
I know. Jeez.
Just lock
She
yourself
she
in a
knew that it was a freaking refrigerator and knew there were no windows, and yet was looking for them anyway.
I would have busted.
Oh,
You had
baby.
a, she had a bat or something. I would have closed that one eye that was bad, and I would have went to a window, baby. I would have did something. I don't know.
Something.
Run
I'm
into
with
it.
you.
Yeah.
Close the door.
All right.
So, we are now going to get to Superman, which is the
Really
movie
good.
that we've been waiting for months, literally. We all got to see this over the summer, and of course now it's on streaming, so anybody could have watched it a dozen
Currently
times by now.
$12.99 on a Fandango. If you want to go grab it, just let you know.
There you go. Let's see. Everybody's seen it. Let's go by how many times everybody's seen it.
Oh.
Who's seen it only once? Twice? 3 times? I'm at 3 as well. 4
Yeah.
times? Okay, La, 5? Will at 5?
Yes,
Or
Will.
more? What is your number?
I saw it 3 times in the theater,
Okay.
and pretty much I've had it since it was on digital, and I've watched it at least once a week since it's been released,
I love
All
that.
right.
if
Me
not
too.
more, because
I
it's
love
just a warm blanket, man.
This shirt makes even more sense.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, not to say that I don't love your fandom, but I am going to start with Janine so we can go in the opposite
you.
direction. Although technically that would be me, but I have a list of things, so I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Janine, what do you think of Superman?
Well, just to shout out my shirt, it's all the movie things.
Oh, look at that.
T-shirt,
Nice.
T-top original, an
Very
ode
nice.
to the Daily Planet crew.
That's very sweet.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, just to start with that, my only kind of slight, teeny tiny disappointment is that we didn't get more of them. Because what I loved about Superman the movie was the hustle and bustle of the Daily Planet, and that whole kind of moving parts of those scenes were really electric, and I loved that.
Yeah. they were fun.
And so I wanted more of that. Like, we really didn't get to know any of the kind of ancillary characters outside of Jimmy, really.
Yeah.
And so
Which is
that-
hilarious.
yes. So
Jimmy.
yeah, his whole like little side thing of him
What?
just being oblivious to
So
all these
funny.
women
I
falling in
know.
love with him,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Age of
Um,
the Beast, baby. I love it.
Yes. So
Mhm.
I love that we got that energy with the spaceship and them kind of all coming together and working together to get that story
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
while all this chaos is happening,
Mhm.
it felt very organic to what I know these characters to be.
Mhm.
But I just wanted more of that. I wanted like another scene with them or something, or more of them all kind of working together in that way and kind of weaving within each other in the newsroom. But other than that, yes, I absolutely love this movie. I love how human Superman is, how he's just kind of a nerd and he cares about everything and everyone, you know, remembering the smallest person's name and, wanting to save the creature that he's trying to destroy, all of these
I know.
things are just so many details I loved about the character, just the pureness of him. I loved the story. I liked that we kind of just jump right into it with the kind of the 333 text building up to kind of where we are.
Yeah.
Just very interesting to start with seeing him beaten down like that. And because we're wondering, how is this happening? Meeting the Superman robots. That was a fun scene. Those are like really great characters. Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to say so many amazing things about this movie. I loved it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was heart-wrenching. I thought it was... Did anybody cry?
Mm-hmm.
I cried.
Every
Yes.
time.
Yes. Nicholas Hoult, a great Lex Luthor.
My God.
Just brutal.
Yeah.
And, you know, even when Superman is genuinely like trying to relate to him on some level,
Still just
and
like,
he can
nope.
see
He's like,
how
nope.
human this guy is. Like,
Nope.
I'm not that much different than you. Like, I'm
So
not
yes, you are.
trying to think I'm better than you. And
yes, you are.
still,
He said, your entire
He's just-
being has been trying to be
Yes.
better than me.
exactly. And the fact that Lex can admit that he is jealous. Like, he gets called out for that. And he
That
says,
was
"Yeah,
hilarious.
I am,
He was
I
like,
am jealous. of you."
I'm not oblivious to my own.
Right. Like,
Yes. Yeah, so I
Okay.
appreciate like his honesty in that moment. But so it's going to be really interesting to see them have to work together with the dynamic we got to see in this
Yeah.
film. Just so many great elements. So I'm just I don't know what to say. I just love this.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I want to mix this up, Bryan.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty massive Superman fan. You know, Christopher Reeve is my Superman, but this one is like right
there.
there. I mean, it's I don't know, my expectations were pretty through the roof, and it still like blew me away, you know, this film. And God, yeah, it's just so fun. You know, it's so, I don't know how the hell he did it. You know, James Gunn, like, I don't know how he did it. It was like it's the most comic book movie to ever comic book movie like that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
you know,
you
like
can
it's
tell
just,
he knows this
Oh my
character
God.
so well.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
studied
It's like-
it essentially.
yeah. But also just like the insane, because comic books are crazy. Like there's an insane
Yeah,
shit going on in a
Yeah.
comic book.
But
Absolutely.
to ground it in any kind of way,
I know,
it's
exactly.
a feat.
We try to keep grounding certain things from comic book films. Like James Gunn's like, no, I'm gonna have a shitload of monkeys rage baiting online.
Exactly.
You know, like what
here's
is
something
that?
there
It makes
That's
sense.
crazy.
And we're like, you know what? That makes
And
sense.
we're like, yeah, like
Yeah, I get
okay,
it.
I'm on
My-
board.
Lex is that crazy. He would
Yeah.
go
Mind
into
you-
trouble to make that happen.
Yeah, he opted for the monkeys when he's got like prison cells of people,
Oh my God,
guys.
I know.
There's people
Yeah.
there
Like-
too.
But
He could,
those
but
people-
no.
Made-
No,
right.
But the
Why
monkeys
are
are going to
you
do it a
doing-
specific way.
Exactly.
Why
Those
not?
people would be like,
Because
I'm
he
free,
can.
come save me from
You know what I
Lex.
mean?
Like,
Right.
they were going to
Yeah.
Fair enough.
something.
Fair enough.
Right, that's
Yeah.
fair. But yeah, it's just, I mean, yeah, I cried on it. It's so funny. Like there's so many fun, like David Cornsweet is, I mean, he nailed it. Like it's, I mean, in every way, physicality, he like times these little like high pitched moments in his
Yes.
voice,
So
you know,
good.
like
People were gonna
perfectly. There's this
die.
little,
When he gets, yes, when he gets
Oh, yeah.
frustrated
oh
and
my God, I know.
Or
Like,
even when he's hurt and Crypto
he's
jumps
just
on him,
so
he's like,
pure.
ow! He's like, ow! He
But-
screams
Yeah.
out. It's funny.
Yes.
And about his portrayal in that respect, notice every time he has a moment where it might be considered a loss of control, he instantly acknowledges and then redresses every time, right down to throwing the desk and demanding where's the
Yeah.
dog, and then
Mhm.
like he takes that breath and he's like,
Yeah,
just a dog.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
so I mean,
So many great scenes like that. I mean, like the whole scene between him and Lois being interviewed, like
My favorite
is
scene.
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
incredible.
Scene.
Like,
My favorite
yeah,
scene. My God.
just that dynamic that they have, you know, and Lois is struggling with just the relationship. Yeah, just really sweet. I mean, yeah, love it. Can't say enough about it.
And we are going to attempt to say as much as we possibly can say about
Yeah.
it. So you guys be
Right.
ready. Lala, what do you think of Superman 2025? Or just Superman?
I loved it. I mean, you got to put the 2025 at the end. I know it kind of sucks, but there's so
Well, no,
many.
the other one is technically called Superman
Superman
the
the
movie.
movie.
So
Yeah,
this
I
is
get
just
it.
called Superman.
But you know, humans don't put the movie on.
Oh
nothing.
yeah,
I
no,
know.
they
Yeah,
don't
they
do
don't
that.
put that
Only
Yeah.
weirdos like us.
Right,
do that.
like so.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for the broader audience, you might just want to throw the 2025 in it. Let's just say, but
Yeah.
I think it's down there. Yeah, it's down there.
I love this film. I was already like, I remember when we were on the pod and we were talking about the trailer, and all of us like kind of like we loved the trailer. It was like, oh my god, like Crypto has made an appearance. Y'all can't see him unless you're on YouTube. Come and join us. Anyway, well you can't even see him, but no matter. So I was already excited when I saw the trailer to see Superman in the snow, breathing hard, and then Crypto runs up. I said, "Oh, this is the only trailer I want to see." I didn't watch anything else other than that initial trailer because I just wanted to be seated for this film. And when I went to go see it in the theaters, I lost my mind because David is such. When you see him in interviews, you see why he was chosen as Superman. He's just such a big, lovable goof, and that's essentially what Superman is. Clark Kent is a big, lovable goof. Like Will said, you can see moments where he struggles between all of this emotion and power that he knows that he has to subdue in a way. Like he can't fully go out and be himself, but he has to be a very controlled version of himself, and you see that at different aspects. I thought everybody was cast perfectly. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane is just
so good.
I just love her. Like I said before, the scene where she interviews him, like you can see the light in her eyes where she was like, "You will let me do that? You will let me? Because it's probably something that's been on her brain
she knows she can't handle it, and he sure showed he couldn't handle it.
I get into arguments with people online daily. If I'm talking about Superman, talking about this movie in particular, I get into arguments with people daily who do not understand that scene, who misinterprets that scene as Lois just being
attacking him
and being an irritating girlfriend, and she doesn't get it, and blah blah blah. And I'm sitting here like, no, you don't being he so cannot good at her job. Just because people were dying, and I know that
she's separating
heartless, you cannot just fly off and do whatever you want to do just because it's right. And unfortunately, in the world we live in, you cannot do that. You have to think about what you're doing. And as we know, Superman always gets into something political. So he has to learn these things. He does not
from the bureaucracy of all. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. He's only
she knows
like 3 years.
She knows that, but she can't show that. She has to be professional.
Exactly. And I love that scene.
Asking those right questions.
It's only them two. And she's treating it like the journalist, like the hard-hitting, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist that she is. She doesn't hold back. She because say somebody else interviewed him, these will be questions that a good journalist would ask, and he cannot answer them. He can't answer them. So for me, that was like one of my favorite scenes. I was like, this is the Lois Lane that I've been waiting for since Margot Kidder. So like, I'm just like, thank you so much for Rachel Brosnahan for just whatever else you've been doing in your career to get to this point where this is a role that you can just sink your teeth into. The Jimmy of it all is hilarious because always thought Skylar was a cute little thing, and now everybody in the movies thinks he's a cute little thing, and like bro just got Riz out the wazoo.
Like totally oblivious to it. Like the fact that he didn't even realize that Miss Tessmacher was hot. That he just
part of me wants to know what he finds hot. Now I'm curious about Jimmy. Like, what does Jimmy find hot? Like what? But like, I loved everything. Alan Tudyk as number 4/Gary is just and I love that they were there in like mocap, so like they were actually there. You can feel that in it. I love
and they made some practical ones too.
Yeah, I love that. I love Ultraman. I love Tess because she just what was it, Tess? No, what's his name? Eve. Thank you.
Eve Tessmacher,
Eve. I mean,
Tessmacher's her last name.
Yeah, I'm going. I was kind of going Smallville a little bit too, in a little bit, but I love Eve because like, as dumb as you think she is, she not, and I love that trope. I love that she can be a little simple, but she's also quite smart at the, she's not like, she ain't no genius, but she not dumb. You know what I mean? So I love that she had she pretty much had like a Batman level of files to be like, hey, if something happened to me, like,
but it just looks like cute selfies.
Cute selfies.
Yeah, because the last one's in a box.
Like
And she
Right.
knows.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
exactly. I just love the elements of this film. I love the way that it's written. I love the way that it's pulled together. That's why I said if Brightburn maybe had another Gunn at the writing table, maybe it would have been a little bit different rather than him just producing, because this just felt like a fully thought out film from character to character. I agree with Janine. I would have loved a little bit more of Perry and the bustle and the hustle of, but I do like what we got from, because
100%.
because I do like what we got, but I would have liked, because that's the heart of like any Superman like film or comic or anything like that. Like he's the Daily Planet is kind of like a beating, like
Yeah.
that's kind of like where his headquarters is. The fortress is too, but
Yes.
this is like his headquarters.
But if you're gonna take time away from them and give it to Mr. Terrific,
baby,
I'll take
you
it.
understand me?
Yeah.
Because Mr. Terrific is Chef's Kiss, and we'll get into all the other characters once everybody
Yes.
gets
So
through with
glad
it.
Eddie Gathegi got his
Okay,
redemption.
he's just due for
Right.
sure. And I just love that, like, when Superman's fighting this big giant, everybody's at the Daily Planet still working, because this has been life for 3
Yeah.
years. To me, I love the realism in that this has been life.
Yeah.
I don't have to look at the TV because I know Superman's going to fix this or figure this out, but we could just write up our stuff and talk about what we're doing. Like, it was just super realistic, and
Yeah.
him wanting to save the creature but not kill the creature. It's just
I know.
Yeah.
amazing. We can't hear you.
Oh, weird.
Yes, you're back.
Will Wilkins, please, what do you think of Superman?
Well, the
Yeah.
first thing I will say is that the moment that Iggy Pop started playing, I let out the biggest sigh of relief, because I needed this to be good in
Mhm.
ways that I don't think I can actually express verbally. That's how much I needed this to be good. And that sigh of relief naturally came after many, many tears. It was an excellent movie in being its own thing, while still laying Easter eggs for that which has come before it. You know, it's we don't mess with an origin story, but it still starts with Superman crashing on Earth.
Yeah.
You know, so you get that little nod. I loved seeing the difference between Superman and Clark Kent. I did not believe it was the same actor. I mean, you
Right.
just, what a change. I love that there's nods to some of the CW shows with the Big Belly Burger being present. And it was a Jitters coffee place. This is the best Lex Luthor that
And isn't
we
it called
have seen on
Luthor
screen.
Corp because of
Because of
Called Luthor
Smallville?
Corp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lex Corp.
Seven Less Corp.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely wonderful. And I mean, it's everything that you want a Superman movie to be, because he's one of the least believable characters in the world, because he is a god on Earth, yet he's the most humble character. So that is so hard to represent, and I think this movie did it wonderfully. And it's completely expressed in the fact that the entire second act of the movie is predicated on his concern for a dog.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
That is the most Superman of things. And you know, with all the crap that's going on, if I'm going to be sitting in a movie theater and just after saving a woman from a building falling on her, we see this wonderful near angelic Superman ascending up through the
That's
dust,
awesome.
Such a great scene.
I'm not going to apologize for it at all. So yeah, I mean, there is so much that you could admire in this. Even and like everybody else, I'm really bummed that we didn't get more of Cat Grant, and I will just say the other two people at the planet. That's my level of commitment. You know, I mean, I know one is a sports writer who really loves his cat.
Cat,
That's all
yeah.
I-
Yeah, and they added that in.
Yeah. So anyway, I just absolutely loved it. There's no that's it. There's end of story, full stop. Just a
Well, no, this is
wonderful
the beginning, Will. This is the first in a
Oh,
series.
sweet
of films.
Jesus, man.
I'm
Come
so
on. I
sorry,
got
I
a
had to do
Sunday
that.
still ahead of me, will you?
I had to do that. Okay, so instead of my thoughts, because you guys encapsulated a lot of my thoughts perfectly, I knew this would happen and I wanted you guys to go first. So I just wrote a little like bullet points of things I wanted to mention that I love. And this is something I mentioned to Bryan right after I saw the movie in theaters in July. Otis and Eve Tessmacher are such a beautiful nod to the original film that I just love seeing them in there. And just when he said Otis, I was like, oh, Otis is there. He's actually there. I just love the subtlety of such little tiny things. The idea that the kaiju was actually just an innocent bystander that got thrown into all of this, and yet the Justice Gang still ended up killing an innocent creature that
my
did
God.
zero wrong because it was let go into the city. Like, so I'm with Superman on that one. I'm glad that he wanted to try to save the kaiju. The squirrel scene apparently got a lot of controversy, and like they debated on putting it in or not.
I'm happy they did.
I love it.
It's a tiny
glad they put it in.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
It really is.
you're not saving.
I
But
hate, I hate one of these in the theater when he saved the squirrel.
In front of all them tanks while there's a kaiju about. What? Where's their mama?
Kids don't be paying
Right.
attention. They just be doing stuff.
Right? But the people, this is kind of goes to
In a world where
to the point that this happens all the time. They know to back up, and I love the alarm system that they had. Like everybody evacuate Metropolis. There was another movie that we talked about on this podcast where they didn't do that, and we worried that maybe millions of people died. In this one, they ensured we knew that even the last lady got out. I love that. Like they show everybody get off the bridge, and it didn't take much time. Just saying, Zach, it didn't take much time. Jimmy's Riz, I love that you guys brought that
amazing.
up. It's beautiful. Hawk Girl screeching. A lot of people were annoyed by it. I think it's a beautiful little addition because it's her character. Very important. And then two other things that I noticed. His parents' message versus how Clark decided to interpret the end
message,
is such a big deal because it shows, this is kind of going to Breitbart as well, but the opposite. The way he was raised by these two wonderful, just down-to-earth farmers.
Best mom pie ever. Continue.
Ever. Really great. And just the way he told him he was so proud of him and that he didn't get to decide. He just gave him the tools to decide. And that's so true about parenthood. Like, that's all we can do is give our kids tools. It just felt realistic and grounded. And we got both parents. We didn't get to watch his dad die of a heart attack or a tornado.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to throw a
Free
little
Paw Kent.
Right? So I did. I love the message. I love that we get so much good out of just trying to be the right person and do the right thing is good enough. Like just trying. You don't have to be perfect. Just try to do better. And that's this message.
And that's the message he gives Lex at the end. He was like, I try every day, just like you.
Right.
Right. I put my pants on one leg at a time. Like
Even though he don't have to. He could just throw it in the air. And
he could, right?
But
He could
he
just
takes the
slide
time.
into it.
He takes the time.
The other two little thing, Luther and the cup, at that moment makes me giggle every time. When he knocks it off the second time and his little lackeys climb down to like get it.
No, when he throws it at Eve, I was like, girl, run away from this man. He threw a pencil at me.
And she did.
And she did. She ran right into Jimmy's arms. Yes, she did.
So that led me to think about his lackeys, because those people, like, wow, how much is he paying these people to grovel literally at his crumbs?
Well, I would argue that he has like a mega level cult behind
Yes,
him.
because they seem like they support him. They believe in what he's doing. It's beyond,
they're like cheering when he's kicking Superman's ass.
It's not just them being paid.
It's beyond compensation. They believe in his mission. They believe in his ideology to get rid of all metahumans and all of that.
So what Luther did was he
more people out
showed
there like him, I imagine.
Right.
Absolutely.
So Luther showed all these people Brightburn, and they were like, "Oh, that's Superman," and so they believe.
Right. I mean, kinda.
I mean, yeah.
Radicalized.
They've been radicalized, right? The last thing. This is the last thing, and I'm sure there's more, but this is the last thing I wrote down. I'm sorry. I apologize. Two more. I'm terrible.
Liar.
When Mr. Terrific and Lois go to retrieve Superman and they land, and then the bubble goes around Lois and the music kicks up. We know the music is diegetic music because we hear it in there and they're talking about it. But then it kicks up when the bubble kicks up. And people have talked about how they think maybe it was to like calm her down while he went out and wiped the floor with everybody, because it gave her like a way to feel chill while she's just listening to tunes and sitting in her bubble. I wanted to know what you guys thought.
I thought somebody in the audio mix room thought it sounded much cooler and they wanted to emphasize it.
Yeah.
This is cinematic.
Yeah.
The juxtaposition
Yeah,
of
that
that kind
wasn't-
of happy song with
Yeah.
all of this kind of
Yeah.
craziness happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it was.
And did
Because
anyone?
her
but-
reactions are still like, what the
Her,
fuck
like,
is going
they're
on?
right.
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa.
she's
And
not
still
calm
ducking,
at all.
she's
Like,
still-
that's not.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a weird.
If that's the case, then the
theory.
music failed to do what they thought it was gonna do.
Yeah, it was definitely not calming her down.
Not at all. Not at all. He just the bubble is to protect. It protected her. That's it. He was like,
All
I'm
right. I'm just curious because I thought it was an interesting thought because it does kick up when the bubble goes on. So there's, I don't know. Because, well, if you notice, the
that's
bubble
the
goes
movie.
away and the music drops down again. So it
Yeah.
almost feels like it's being amplified with inside the bubble. But
it's a
again, we can
possibility.
argue
Because think about it. We are, for the most part, inside the bubble with her.
Oh, with her.
Right.
We're not like
It was
outside
in a
the bubble
circle shot
until
of-
the
yeah.
bubble comes down. So I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's. I mean, it's just a
I am.
fun little
yeah,
thing.
no,
You're mad at it. That's fair. That's fair. The last thing. This is the last thing. I
Sure.
love the complete difference between Kal-El and Kara. The fact that he says, "What the hey, dude? I'm such
Yeah.
a jerk,"
I know.
and then she comes in and says, "Thanks for watching him, bitch," and like
I know, I
immediately.
fucking died. Like,
I love like it's so and it
funny.
sets her up
But
for her
that's
movie so
Supergirl, though.
perfectly.
I mean,
Exactly. She's the
absolutely
opposite
her.
she's like,
of him in
Yeah.
so many ways.
and
Yeah.
she's like, actually, like, kind of more experienced and been around more
Mhm.
than
She's
you know,
acclimated.
Kal-El
a little bit
has,
more.
like,
yeah.
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 she's kind of more intergalactically traveled
Yeah,
too, if you will.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
didn't they
I
go on
can't
a
wait-
vacation?
I can't wait for her. I can't wait
Yeah.
for her. The moment she slid in to the back door that she created. Did she move the front door? Like the moment
it's
she
right
popped in,
It looks
to
so
me,
good in
that's
that
a
suit.
perfect- that's a
the suit's
perfect
great.
cameo.
Like,
Yeah.
for her.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
perfect little intro. It's a perfect little because I like a lot of people throughout were like, "Where did the doll come from? Where did this doll come from?" Like I was, talking to people like, "Where did this doll come from?" Now you figure out it comes from Car. Like just
And him not having this incredibly caring relationship
just
for
with the
he
dog,
kind
right?
of puts
Right.
up
Well,
with it.
It explains Crypto's behavior too. Like he's just
Exactly.
running.
If that were
Wild,
Superman's
like-
crypto,
Yeah.
he would be very calm.
Oh, yeah,
he
he'd be
would
very,
poignant.
yeah.
And we have seen that crypto before, Superman's crypto.
Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't want him to eat my parents' cows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
he's
that
like-
line.
Yeah.
Such a good line.
Or
It's
kill
like you
part of
brought
it,
that
but
dog,
still.
man. Like I
Yeah.
Oh God, the
You brought
reaction to
that
just
dog.
when he first sees Crypto too,
Like-
he's just, oh
Like,
my God.
Yeah.
Just a flying dog. Oh, and the description when they're there and a squiggly man. Oh my
Yeah, the
squiggly
squiggly
man.
Wiggly man.
She's like, what? What are you talking? What are you talking?
So,
about?
but I
Squiggle
love
man,
that,
yeah.
I love that, like, even though Lois is outside her death, right? She still goes forward to go save somebody that's uber powerful, doing uber powerful things, and she still steps forward. And it's like, so in that moment, I think she realized that she loved him, even though she thought about breaking up with him. I think you don't
Yeah.
do this, you don't go risk this for somebody that you don't love. Like you
That's why
just-
she's attempting to talk through it.
Right.
And Mr. Traffic Flag, I don't.
I don't
do
want
anything.
no. I don't do
I
emotions.
don't deal with people's
I was-
emotions.
Without
I know,
emotions. So I love that she was. But one of my favorite, Buddy the Elf's back. One of my favorite moments is when she's like, "Oh, so should we like rappel down?" And he's like, "Where I'm gonna get gear to rappel down in the fucking universe?"
But the fact that she's like ready and willing to
Yeah.
like do whatever needs to be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, and he describes how everything down there will kill them.
Right.
Which always leads me to the question of why are you just standing on that edge for so damn long?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, you know why? Because it moves the
Plot
story along. But
Yes.
Are
Stop
we all
questioning it. No, I'm kidding.
in agreement that Ultraman is gonna be Bizarro?
oh my gosh!
Oh, I hope so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At least
Okay.
it opens that door. Which,
Good.
by the
Yeah,
way,
exactly. Right.
that was another thing I loved about this movie is the fact that it introduced something that I did not see coming. I do not know how I did not connect the very obvious dots that
Yeah.
Ultraman is a clone of
of
Superman.
Absolutely.
That was the one thing for me that was like, I knew that right away. I was like, okay, I like even from the trailers, like I just have that background knowledge. Is like Ultraman is
Right.
you know
Right.
this
You
Superman
you
clone,
had
but-
comic knowledge coming into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew like
Thankfully,
that's
I
probably
did
what
not,
it'd
and
be.
I
But,
loved that.
yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, because like that twist,
Well,
you know.
And
stay-
if you watch
maintains.
him after knowing it, you can see it's corn sweat like it's got he's
Oh
got
yeah,
almost the
he's
same
in
swagger,
this-
the same
oh, yeah, he's in
build,
the
like
suit. Like yeah.
yeah. And he's doing the terrible Baravian,
Oh my God, I know, like-
voice. Like, oh, you see the
Hilarious.
Bravia,
Like,
like,
yeah,
it's so
Superman
terrible. I
thinks
wonder
that
who-
he's doing a fake Baravian accent. Like, do you, Superman?
Oh my
Okay.
God, yeah,
All
it's
right.
so good.
Yeah.
I saw something really funny. Frank Grillo said in an interview. I don't think we might have shared it amongst our chat groups that where they arrested Superman was this like
Oh,
up the street from
yes.
where he arrested Captain
it's a
America.
block away,
Yeah.
100%. Yep. Yeah, I think I shared that to the real study.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's arrested both of the like Boy
Yeah.
Scouts of Marvel
Yeah.
and yeah,
I
both
just wanna-
in Cleveland.
I just want to say, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
we hadn't mentioned Guy Gardner
So
yet.
good.
Nathan Fillion just,
Great.
you know,
I mean, he nailed it.
come on, man, he was great.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine him as Guy Gardner, but I can't imagine anybody else as Guy Gardner now. Like he's just.
Yeah.
I would have liked him as like because he voices Hal. I would have probably liked him
Yes.
as Hal too because he does a really good job with that. But I think he was like made to be Guy Gardner. Like he's just
Yeah, he's the only person that's ever played two Green Lanterns.
yeah,
so
he fixed his character so well.
yeah.
By the way, after having watching this movie so many times, how sad is Guy Gardner's life if he is in a diner to get a bowl of Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah,
What? I
Yeah.
mean, something
How you
you pull out your pantry. That's how much he wants to be around people.
I know.
That's like a
Yeah.
$5 bowl, probably.
Well,
too.
It's
he
like
obviously,
no
I'm not sure
applause.
who made the Hall of Justice, but it's one of those three had something to do with the Hall of Justice creation. Otherwise, why is it there?
There, yeah.
And he obviously is like trying to recruit, and it only took a compliment to his, Justice Gang name to recruit another guy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the like running gag too. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
and that,
I
and
appreciated
that whole scene. Yeah.
that the
Go
Hall
ahead.
of Justice was kind of like early days because it's
Yeah.
like it's a train
Yeah.
station we're converting over.
Yeah.
Don't mind the
Now-
newsstand still
No.
here.
When you guys saw it the first time, when that chunked up, did anybody else hear at the Hall of Justice? Like I could
Yes.
not hear
Meanwhile,
that.
the
Yes,
Hall of
Neil.
Justice.
Yeah, like I couldn't not hear it.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. And that whole scene when like Green Lantern or Guy Gunner comes
Guy
in,
Gardner, yeah.
and is like, "You got an upgrade, kid."
Yeah,
just,
he's like,
Yeah.
Superman couldn't
full
make
confidence.
it.
And he's making all these
Right.
middle
All the
fingers.
middle fingers
Yeah,
popping
yeah.
up. Like it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I don't know,
It's
the-
So
It's the
good.
best use of lantern powers I think we've seen.
I
I was
agree.
literally going to ask, what is your favorite construct from Guy Gardner in the film?
Yeah, it's
Because
probably
mine is when
those.
it spread
No,
the
no,
the
not
eyeball.
the
eyeball.
The
No.
eye
I love the
poking thing.
eyeball.
Nope. That's
Yeah.
not
No,
it.
that
No,
was
I
just
loved
like
it.
emphasizing
That was
the
just
cruelty
mean.
they were putting that.
Yeah.
before.
Exactly.
I know,
know.
but it's such a great like this, and everybody
But-
in the, like down below is like,
No,
oh,
no.
what is?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a cringe
But-
moment. I love it.
Yeah.
Also showing that this movie does another thing really great, which is that nothing is wasted. If it's brought to screen, it's used,
Mhm.
right? It's always present. And when it came down to, oh shoot, I forgot my thought. I do this every show now.
I love that.
It's a
Oh.
signature moment.
I love that so much.
I guess so.
Will's signature moment.
I'm sure there was a point that I was going to make that in talking about how this world is just, fully accepting and dealing with the 300 years of metahumans. One of the first things Guy Gardner has to tell these people and that girl standing in front of the tanks, please disperse,
Yeah.
get away from the danger, guys.
Yeah.
right.
But people
but-
always
but-
be people though. People
Yeah.
are like, let me get my phone out. Because they're
Yeah.
like, Superman's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
save us. I'm gonna be fine.
I gotta
can
get a
get
shot of
this video real
Superman.
quick. Like,
Right.
Hey man, that
Yeah.
sinkhole, I think that sinkhole in Bangkok just proves it. If you guys haven't seen the footage of it, it's a sinkhole in Bangkok. It's massive, and people are standing around, and then other parts of the land
Yeah.
around it start
Falling.
going
Oh my
away,
gosh.
and you see them run, and it's like, yeah,
Don't
this isn't the
stand
time to
around
do
a
it for the
sinkhole.
gram.
stand
That was
around-
happening with two people repelled down into it
But
too.
see,
It was
but that's,
wild.
but that's the difference. You stand around a sinkhole when Superman actually exists. You don't do
Right.
it when he don't.
Yeah,
Right. When there's a
Amen.
real
Right.
tornado and there's no Superman, get in the
Go
shelter.
in the shelter. But if it is one, you be like, I'll be okay.
He'll come along and blow it away.
Yeah.
It'll be
You know,
fine.
he'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know, he'll swing it.
Out
He'll
here
swing it into
weather
the sky
patterning,
like Hercules
disrupting.
did, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, man. And still, I think the moment that I would definitely say I really first choked
Oh,
up
yeah, you know.
was when his dad says to him, you know, what you took from that message. I know you already mentioned the snippets, but you know, when he says what you thought that message meant speaks more about you, you know, than anything
Yeah,
your
exactly.
parents wanted.
Totally.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
About the kind of person you are.
But I also
Those
think
Mad Libs, right? And he's filling in the end.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but it also speaks to his growing up and his parenting
exactly.
and what they instilled in him to think of something like that. Like you came from good stock in the sense of like you were raised by good people, so he automatically assumed that the people he came
Right.
from were good people,
We're
and that's
like
not a
that too.
bad thing to have. That's not a bad like until you get the rest of the message and you're like, well, all right, they want me to
There
want me
was-
to populate a lot.
There was one thing I was really confused about, and it was a scene right before, well, when Lois finds Superman coming home and he's like ignoring the critter in the background, and like the scene that they showed originally where he's
Yeah.
putting on his boots, kind of.
Mhm.
There was a
The
talk show
dimensional
where there was
hand.
a talk show host talking to like an empty chair. I didn't understand that.
John
Oh.
Cena jokes never get old.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I had to
Also,
do the
I'm
John
sorry
Cena
I
joke.
turned my back on you
thank you.
guys.
That's-
It's just
A
that
lot left for that one.
there was a commotion
Valid.
going on behind me. The
Valid.
robots were messing with my things.
Oh, that's funny.
Nice.
So,
Not
There's the thing.
But can I say one? I would say my
One
only
portion of the show.
Yes.
caveat for this film, my only one that I don't like, the only thing I don't like about this film, and it's just a dot that doesn't ruin anything else about the film. The fact that the nanite girl, the girl that's like filled with nanites, which
Oh yeah, you
I was
told
just
me.
talking
Yeah.
about that.
which,
Yeah, we
which
talked about this last
nobody-
week.
Which nobody in my brain, just one thing, like, well, two things essentially, but one thing is like nobody is like, oh, Lex created a metahuman because that's what she is now. So, but you trying to
Yeah.
you created one
But he
to
hates
end
metahumans.
one, but you hate them. So like nobody's gonna correlate in that deal.
Well, he
But
made
also-
two.
I mean, two technically.
Yeah, technically.
But he's
Which,
in a
by the-
suit, so nobody thinks of him as like a
It's
metahuman.
fine
Like,
when-
Because it's
the suit.
controlled by
Right, it's the
somebody.
suit.
Yeah.
It's
But
not.
also,
It doesn't have free reign
we
to
did
do
talk about
whatever.
this, but my biggest issue is when that girl transforms, she flips the transform.
Girl, you could have just turned
you could
around.
have just turned around,
Or just done a
turn
flip.
T2,
yourself
like,
inside out, or
Gone
inside
go
through
the other
herself.
way, right? Yeah.
or just
Oh my lord!
that was so shaky. That was such a shaky.
And then
I
she
hated
was
that.
like
She was just
waddling,
like-
like
Yeah, it looked a little goofy. A little
Yeah.
goofy.
I was like, all right, so I was like, okay.
Yeah,
we thought
that's
that was
fair.
great in the editing room. I thought that was so solid. But yeah, that was a scene that I was just like, ugh, that's a little rough, buddy. I was like,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
But I got to thank you guys because I didn't like. I know
No.
Jimmy makes a throwaway comment when they're talking about all of his stuff, and he's like, Luther's followers thinks he's going to, you know, bring a technology something. So he talks about his followers, and now it makes a lot more sense that the engineer would submit herself to being nanited
Absolutely.
because. I don't know how I've watched this movie, probably collectively 20 times, but something about, I guess, what just happened in the last episode of Peacemaker, clued me in to, like, I just didn't notice Luther's rhetoric about this clear hatred for metahumans.
Yeah.
So, like, basically the racist overtones very plainly on
Oh,
screen.
right. Yeah.
I did not key in on that, but now
It's like
that
kinda
makes sense.
similar to like mutant hate in X.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
he more than likely does have a metahuman
Oh, yeah.
hating cult, and that's
Yeah.
how he got.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also, did you notice in that boardroom scene where he's talking to all the defense people,
Mhm.
the guy asks him, "Oh, did you make him?" And he just waves off the
No, so-
question and starts
yep.
talking about the engineer.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
one more hilarious thing. I think it's hilarious every time. I laugh my ass off when he cues Ultraman to like flip the switch on to the light.
Oh yeah.
He just turns around, like, it's
How much
so
money
funny.
did you throw
Like-
at that light?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
The
Oh,
audacity of that man.
Yeah.
in full
Yeah.
costume too.
I love the
yeah.
portrayal of Ma and Pa in this. I think they are so Kansas.
with their like
Yeah,
very
the
authentic
bookends.
Kansas accents.
yes, and the bookends of him.
Yes.
You know, the message it soothes him with his, you know,
Right, at
Kryptonian
the
parents,
end.
and then put on the message with his parents. It soothes him, and it's like his
Exactly. Because that's what you should be focusing on. I know that like you feel you want to be connected as a not adopted kid. Like, I don't know, it's essentially how that feels, but like he has such great parents in front of him that raised him to be such a good man, and that I don't think he could be this Superman if it wasn't for them. So for him to change that narrative,
although if we are nitpicking things,
come on, let's nitpick.
Bring it.
I mean, there were some angles of those home videos of like, who's taking this video? Because all three of you are
exactly. Yeah,
but the camera's
the
moving around.
Cows were taking the videos.
I mean, there were some tripods back in the day.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing: it's not like it was the 70s.
Maybe
it would have been like the 90s, right?
Maybe
so there would have been tech.
It's the rural Kansas. Maybe they put it on the tractor. The tractor's moving. You never know.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm just saying. But I love that. I love that. It's like.
Yeah.
Like,
but there were some angles where Ma wasn't in some or Pa wasn't in some. So like
there's a couple.
But it was a couple where I was like, it's floating. Okay, we good. I mean, it's.
I mean, there were some more advanced, camera angles and shots there than home movie.
Right.
Like, we're getting the POV of Clark being held up, by Pa Kent. It's like.
I just
some great cinematography.
Yeah, this is before the GoPro era, so it's starting to look a little shifty.
No, it's camcorder.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. Ma couldn't even use the phone correctly. She ain't.
I know how she gonna use the
like shouting into it.
What we didn't see was the long conversation about it's the red button. Push the red button.
That just warmed my heart. The way she was just leaning over, just screaming at him.
She was so proud of him. She was so proud of him.
And when she said she cleaned his boots, like,
I'll go
clean your boots for you.
No, okay, that's a subtle little thing, but I love when he shows back up in Metropolis. He is he's shaved. His hair is nice and slicked back and clean. Everything looks really good again. And then immediately they throw him into the dirt. I was like, God damn it, man. Ma worked really hard on that. What are you guys doing?
You know what I love though? I loved it throughout the film because, like, as Will said, we see so much of like, dang it, I am Will. I lost my train of thought.
So we've got pairings going on over here.
Yeah,
we've got two brains, and then,
I blame Will. Go ahead.
Somebody will say a certain word and it'll pop right back.
Yeah,
it really will. Anyway.
It's fine.
Any other thoughts? I'm sure we could go frame by frame on this movie if we wanted to, but
unfortunately, yes, I could.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I don't either, because there are things I've seen that I won't even mention because I don't want to put polluted thoughts in people's brains. So
I think the one thing I will say about this movie too, separate from the movie itself, is that I really hope that this somehow becomes a lesson to people about all of that early, you haven't seen the movie rage baiting that you do when you see the trailer. Because like one of the things that people got all upset about was the fact that Superman blinks when the guy throws the can at the back of his head. I interpreted that as it could have been him just exasperated in that moment because somebody just threw a can at his head. And the other thing too, like there were people that were so upset when the sun beams are directed at him in the fortress, and they're like, he's yelling, and I'm like, but he's probably rapidly healing, which can't feel
his
good.
bones are being put back together.
You hear that in the mix in the theater.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
and
bones
are popping back into place. Like,
and it's concentrated sun. It's like it's not like he's just in the sunlight. It's beaming into him.
Right.
He's like an ant under a magnifying glass.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. We went a little longer than expected on Superman, but I kind of expected us to do that with Superman.
I remember. Let me just get it out real quick. I remember.
Okay.
I like that he is never 100% powered. That's what I wanted to say. I forgot about that. I like that. Like throughout
he's
the film,
okay going into a fight.
Never 100% like Superman. He's always like at 80% or just got his arm broke. He's never like fully at Superman power.
Popping his shoulder back in place.
Popping his shoulder back in place. Everything. And because it's so hard to bring Superman down a notch that I think this film did it in such a believable way. And I just find that like just aces, because people always complain like, how is he getting beat like this?
I mean, with him at a loss. Yes.
But yes, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, that is fair.
I got muted because there was noise here. All right. No, it's good. It's good. Aina decided to mute me for good reasons. So,
can I just ask one question from the panel, because I have no idea, and sadly, if I ever have an opportunity to ask James Gunn a question, this is probably going to be my embarrassing moment of asking that really nerdy question. But did he fly to get to the fortress for recovery, and like that was he had given everything and he crashed, or did he use the momentum of being thrown?
Did he get thrown
by Ultraman?
Right.
That's a pretty far throw.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Because I mean, like, that's the only part.
I mean, and it would make sense because they want to find it. Somebody's following him to find it.
I feel like
flying. I think.
I feel like everything's been a ruse to lead him. Like Lex been leading him to different places, leading him to where he wanted. I think he had an idea of where the fortress wasn't sure where it was, but led him somewhere, and he got punched.
I mean, they've been tracking him.
Yeah, they've been tracking him for 3 years.
I feel like he like limped his way there. Like he kind of knew he was like, I got to get back to the fortress. Yeah. So
the robots will help me.
And it makes you wonder how many times I guess probably up until this point he didn't. And this was that contingency plan. He thought, no, I don't have to worry about this. I've never bled a day in my life.
Or maybe he flew a little bit. Maybe he flew a little bit because he is getting beat up by himself. So maybe he just passed out in the way, and that's the crash because he is like
yeah, because he didn't.
If he got high enough, he could have arced there.
And he just lost consciousness for a little bit, and the crash woke him up.
Yeah,
but he's awake when he hits. We see him awake, so I don't know.
Yeah,
he's
so
tricky.
He's Superman. The crash woke him up.
And not
crash woke him up.
And I know it's wrong universes, but canonically in Marvel, that's one of the ways, at least I know in the comics in the 80s, that Iron Man would get around places so fast. He would go supersonic up into space and then come back down because he could use those outrageous speeds. So anyway, sorry.
No, you're good.
I only have a few nerd flexes I can pop every once in a while.
No, please. We did a whole show on the Matrix just so I could go off about it, so don't worry about it. Janine, what do you rate Superman?
I mean, despite the little issue I mentioned with the Daily Planet and not getting enough of them, I mean, I'm not going to take any points away from that because I just I'm anticipating seeing more in the next movie. So it's still a 10 for me. It's still a 10. I loved it.
A 10. Brian.
It came at a great time. We needed
palate cleanser for sure for the world. Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Brian, sir.
It's an 11.
Come on.
An 11.
I'm taking points away from Brightburn.
That's hilarious.
Put it on the Superman.
I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, he's giving it an 11
now.
Louder.
Exactly.
That's so funny.
I'll remember that. Next time. Lava.
Yeah.
This y'all know if I cry on something, and I teared up and I cried when Paul and Clark were talking, because that man is a phenomenal actor, and I cry whenever he opens his mouth for the most part when he's in deep scenes. So it's a 10 for me. This is a great film. I just bought it today on Fandango.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Will Wilkins.
I'm not going to bury the lead. It's a 10. I'm giving it a 10, but I'm also giving it a 10 for two perfect reasons.
It's not Brightburn.
But that's a
three
reasons. One, it ain't Brightburn. But two, the moment cocksure Lex Luthor is like, fire up the gate, we're out of here. And the moment he knows there's a little black dot that's coming in from the periphery, he just starts to run. Busts ass.
I know, yeah.
That's one.
He knew.
And the second is when he's coming back with his racist rhetoric, which is what it is, because he's like, I'm human, and you got to realize it. And then he comes back with, you piece of shit alien.
Yeah.
And he just starts going at him. And then suddenly that dog just is the Humbleizer 2.0 rolling.
I know.
To kill you. And then Crypto was like, calm down, sir. Calm down.
Yeah, as soon as he touched Superman, that dog was on.
Yeah. And instantly, there's just that awkwardness of he's like trying to tell the dog not to hurt him. Probably wants to hurt him.
He's like, come on, dude.
But also,
he hesitated, but then was like, no, dude, don't.
But really, the dog's supposed to kind of embarrass him in front of all the evil cronies. So.
Right.
I feel like
so for those two reasons alone.
I feel like Crypto is smart because he initially is Kryptonian at base. So I feel like he is smart. You tortured me, bro. You get this. You get this work.
Right.
You tortured me.
Well, he turned Lex's arm into like a jelly, which I
Yeah.
thought was great. It was
Yeah.
like almost not staying intact.
Also,
I won't bury the lead. This is 1,000% a 10. It's a
Across
10.
the floor.
10.
I even approved it right. She got
So
that
there have only been 7 or 8 films that have ever made a 10. Superman is one of them. So keep that in mind. You can see what we rate all movies on Letterboxd. We actually have every single rating as a combined total on Letterboxd for all of our films. So please check us out there. That actually will do it for this episode,
Yeah.
unless you guys have any other thoughts you had to throw in there.
I do. I love Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I love that he cried in that scene because it's not a cry of sadness, it's a cry of anger. And I've
He's
had
angry.
cries like that before. And I felt like he embodied that in the best way, because I think some people might see that as like him being like weak. Lex Luthor crying is he's not crying. He's like, he's so smart. His brain is moving with vengeance, and I loved it. So yeah, that's solid.
I like it.
And follow us on
That's
all
perfect.
social media and everywhere. Come join us.
Be curious to see how they team up in the next
Yes.
one. What they're
Absolutely.
gonna do, and we're
We'll
gonna
see.
see his suit.
To see a Belle Reeve. I
It
want
looks
to see
like
that.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
I know
I
he
can't
will-
wait to see his suit. It's going to be
Or
awesome.
know he's
is
going
he
to
a
do
Belle
it.
Reeve?
Or is
Or
he?
is he? Very true. Very true.
Check us out next week. We will be starting spooky season, and we'll be doing The Exorcist. We'll be having some guests.
I've never
damn.
seen it before.
We're there.
You guys have fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
See you next
thanks,
time.
guys.
Bye.